What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. Time for another motovlog. So unfortunately I don't have a long nice ride for you today, but I do have a little bit of a ride. It's going to go to what I'd classify as kind of a hidden gem over here near where I live. I'm going to get a little bit of lunch over at a little Mexican place. It's called Tacos Oaxaca, and Oaxaca is spelled a little weird. You end up seeing the title. When I say it's spelled weird, it's just weird compared to how you pronounce it. From my research, it appears to be one of the states in southern Mexico. This is the place we're going today. It's not a taco truck per se, but it is a little small trailer. It's been there for a long time now. I've been there quite a few times. I thought I would take y'all along and see what y'all think of it. So we're going to go ahead and get this ride going. Let's fire this bad boy up. Shouldn't take us long to get there. Probably about 10-15 minutes. So let's get moving. So how's everybody been doing? I hope you've been doing pretty good. I know it's been just a little bit since I put a motovlog out. To be honest with you, I hadn't been doing much riding here recently, and the riding I have been doing has been small, short, little local rides that, well, weren't interesting. Sometimes I'm going to the same places I've gone before, and then sometimes I'm just going to places that are just not interesting, like in the slightest. I'm really hoping to get some more riding time in. I really am. But you know, life. So we're going over to Lillington. I don't think y'all have ever gone to Lillington with me. Lillington is the capital city of Harnett County, where I live. That's where our court is, our jailhouse, all those big things. Although Lillington is a relatively small, unassuming town overall. I mean, granted, it's bigger than the town I live in, but you compare it to a lot of the cities around, and yeah, it's pretty small. So this place I'm taking you to today, like I said, they're like a little trailer, and they've been around for a long time. They were around before I moved to where I currently live, and I moved here in 2009. So this little trailer has been there for a long time. But quite a few years ago now, I don't know exactly how many years ago, they decided to open up like a brick and mortar restaurant. And so there's a little strip mall kind of thing, not too far from where the trailer is, where they opened up a real nice sit-down restaurant. The one thing I don't like about the sit-down restaurant is some of the menu items that they have at their trailer, they don't have at the restaurant. But that's okay, because I can always go get them at the trailer, which is exactly what we're doing today. I'm planning on going and getting a torta today. Yeah, I tried to throw a little bit of torta, Hispanic on that. Oh no, I'm going to get a torta today, and I'm getting my wife a tamale, and I'm going to get myself a tamale also. So now I don't know if it is anything related to Oaxaca, or why do I say that weird? Oaxaca, just Oaxaca. I don't know if it's anything directly related to that region of Mexico where Oaxaca is, or if it's just something different, because obviously I don't know much about the culture down there. But the stand that we're going to today, or the little trailer, they serve their tamales wrapped in banana leaves, which it's not like this is unheard of. I mean, I've seen it before, but this is the only place I've ever had one, actually ate one from. But I've heard of them before. But we all know that a lot of times whenever you see tamales, it's wrapped in a corn husk. Well, their brick and mortar restaurant, their sit down restaurant they actually serve their tamales in corn husks. A little bit more of what most people kind of associate as being a tamale. But at the trailer, they did the banana leaves. Same owners, same business. I don't know why they do it different. Two different places. I don't know if that's what the typical American people would expect. So that's why they do it at their restaurant and not at their trailer. Or what? I don't know. I do know that there's a lot of Hispanic places around the area that, to be honest with you, they dumb down their food. They dumb it down for Americans. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not one that's going to be going and eating cow tongue and stuff. I've tried it. I didn't care for it. I mean, maybe I got a bad batch. I don't know. But it wasn't my thing. So I'm not going to say I'm some cultural icon that's, waving the flag for authentic Hispanic food. But I do know that there are some places I go and I sit down and it's just not good to me. And I realize it's not good because I can tell it has been dumbed down because so many Americans can't handle authentic cuisine from other cultures. So yeah, I don't like the dumbed down food. I don't like it. And if that's what they did at the restaurant, it's kind of a shame. But, we're not going to the restaurant today. We're going to the trailer. I don't know if any of the trailer food is dumbed down for Americans or not. I certainly hope not. But I'm going to show y'all the food and get y'all's opinion. See what y'all think about it. Now, I classify this as a little bit of a hidden gem. It's not hidden by no stretch of the imagination. And honestly, the people in the area are very familiar with the little trailer. The restaurant's more popular because, you can do date nights at the restaurant. You can have larger parties at the restaurant. The trailer is really meant for you to come, grab your food, and leave. They do have some tables outside. If you want to sit outside and eat, great. They encourage it. There is a little bar that runs around the inside of the trailer that has some stools. You can sit there and eat, but nobody does for the most part. That's more meant for, here, you can sit here while you wait for your food. If you're going to eat outside or take it home. So I understand the appeal of the actual sit-down brick and mortar restaurant. I get that. But I think most people in the area are familiar with the trailer also. But while people in the area are familiar with it, I don't think many people outside of the Lillington, Dunn, Irwin, Coates area are familiar with it. And honestly, the food's really good. I mean, I really enjoy it. And I don't know anywhere else locally that you can get the tamales of banana leaves. If that's something you like, this is one of the few places that I know you can come get it. Now, I'm not saying this is a place that you should travel from a long ways away to come and experience. No, not necessarily. If you're coming through, I would say, hey, stop, give it a try. I would not say drive, a couple of hours to come to Lillington to try out this trailer. I wouldn't say that. But I definitely want to see this place continue to thrive like it's been thriving. And of course, business is what drives that. So if you're in the area, if you live around here, if you're driving through the area, come check it out. I'd say it's worth the stop for sure. And I do want to say, I think I said it in my Insteads video where I went and bought cigars. Whenever I'm going to these places and I'm showing you around and talking about them and raving about them, nothing on my channel is sponsored. There's zero sponsorships on my channel. I'm not saying I'm some moral compass. Oh, I don't accept sponsorship. No, nobody's offered me sponsorship because I'm a small channel. And these places like Insteads and Tacos Waka and the Organic Butcher, they don't even know that I'm making these videos. I'll take that back. Insteads knows, and the reason they know is because I asked for permission to film there. But otherwise, they don't know. I'm doing this because these are places I like, and I will gladly promote them for free because I like them, and I think they're worth promoting. Just wanted to get that little disclaimer out there that I'm not sponsored. I'm not gonna. If I'm ever sponsored by anything, you'll be the first to know. Well, second to know. I'll be the first to know. So it's looking like we got about another 5 miles to go. About 6 minutes. Like I said, it's not far down here. On top of it, you can take this backcountry road. It's such a nice ride. It really is. I mean, if you're sitting there watching the video, you've seen how nice this backcountry is. I could take 421 to come in, but man, that's a boring ride, not gonna lie. There's just nothing to it. Although I did consider going out that way, just to change up the scenery. Thing about 421 is I generally run a little bit faster, and the faster I run, the worse the wind noise is in the video. And I noticed that in my previous videos, whenever I'm running slower, you can hear me a lot better for obvious reasons. But once I started getting up in those neighborhood of like 65, 70 mile an hour range, it starts getting a little bit harder to hear. I'm trying to make it a point to talk a little bit louder in this video because I think maybe the last video I was trying to not talk so loud because I felt like I was talking really loud. Only to go back and watch the video and realize, no, I could have talked louder, I would have been fine. And of course, if I go to watch my playback where I'm editing and I'm really loud, I just go in there and turn the volume down. Not a big deal. Alright, about another 4 miles. We're coming into the edge of Lillington here momentarily. Another motorcycle guy. And a motorcycle wave. There we go. If you're not familiar with the motorcycle wave, it's something that you see motorcycle riders do all the time. Generally, it's a hand down, some type of point. I always do 2 fingers down. My 2 finger down indicate, make sure you keep both wheels down. Some people point, some people just wave, but it's always hand down. Part of the reason you do hand down is because, one, you don't want to stick your hand out into space. You never know what you might run into. The other thing is you don't want to throw your hand up like a normal waving motion because you may be inaccurately indicating that you're going to turn right or turn left. So the hand down generally safe bet. So yeah, you know a little bit about the motorcycle wave. Wow, house to the right is an absolute mansion. If we come back out this way, I'll have to like pull over so you can see that house. Jesus, that's huge. with you, I've talked so highly about this trailer over here. It's probably been a year since I've been over here. A little embarrassing. Then I rave about it, and I hadn't been here like a year. And it's only like 15 minutes from my house. But you know what matters is I'm coming back today. And I will say, even though I haven't been here in a while, I talk about it a lot more than I come and eat at it. Anytime I get an opportunity to bring it up to somebody, I do try to mention this place. I've even run into a few people here and there that have talked about the restaurant. And I told them, like, well, you know, they're based off of a trailer that's over there also. And they go, no, I didn't know that. So I proceeded to tell them about the trailer. On our ride back, we'll talk a little bit more about other stuff. I know I pretty much talked about the trailer most of the ride over here. It's a nice day out, a great day for a ride. It's cooled down here in North Carolina a little bit. I forgot to look at the temperature before I left. I was going to be able to give you a temperature update. I will say, just, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, we were sitting around the high 80s, low 90 Fahrenheit. Our heat index, or should I say our real feel, was more along the lines of like low 90s. It was hot. It was hot and extremely muggy. But if I had to guess today, we're probably in like the low 70s today. Alright guys, we're rolling up. It's going to be right here on the right here at the intersection actually. Like you can see the sign right there to the right. I mean, literally, this place is in the intersection. Such a cool little place. Alright guys, since it's a small little confined space, I'm not going to film inside. But whenever I come out, I'll show you my food and stuff. So we'll see you in just a minute. Alright guys, here it is. The torta. I got the al pastor torta. Tamales are on the way. Just wanted to show you that real fast. Also, horchata. You gotta love it. See you again whenever I get tamales. Alright guys, quick overview of the outside. We're getting ready to hop back on the motorcycle and head out. We got the tamales. You'll see those shortly. We'll get on the bike and get rolling. Hey guys, future me. You'll be seeing this probably in the middle of the video, but I told you I couldn't eat the tamale there at the place. So I wanted to make sure I showed you. So obviously banana leaves. We're getting in there. Slowly but surely. Ah! I can figure out how to get this thing open. There it is. There we go, guys. Grab a fork real fast. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, guys. That's delicious right there. Alright, back to the video. Alright guys. That was absolutely stupendous. And we gotta pull out at this weird intersection. because you're actually pulling out into the intersection. Kind of don't really know when it's your turn to go, but I go whenever nobody's in my way. All right. So I think we're going to go back down 421 to go home. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. We're going to go back roads. But yeah, guys, that food is delicious. Man, I love it. So I ended up not eating tamale there because the torta is big enough. It's like, yeah, it's plenty of food for me. I don't need a tamale on top of it. I'll eat tamale in the house in a little bit. So you may have saw future me showing you the tamale. If you don't see future me showing you the tamale, then if you look right about here on the screen, I'm pointing. You can't see me pointing, of course. Right about there. But yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. There'll be a picture of it right there, as well as I'm going to show you a couple of other pictures here. I got pictures of the menu. This picture right here is this got your torta and all kind of like your main stuff on it. This one over here, this is where they tell you a little bit about the tamale. And then this is a little bit of the inside. You can see how there's just like the little shelf that runs around, and they got napkin dispensers and like salt and pepper sitting there, like you can eat in there. But I'll be honest with you, you feel a little awkward sitting in there trying to eat because it's kind of a small space, and other people be in there trying to order food and stuff. And I don't know, nobody really wants to eat inside there. Used to, when I went in there, they used to have all of your sauces in little squirt containers on the table. Well, should I say, not on the tables as far as outside, but on that little shelf in there where the napkins are. They used to just have it sitting out. I imagine people probably started stealing it or overusing it. So now whenever you order your food, if you're staying there, they'll hand you a bottle of salsa. If you're going to pick it up and take it home with you, then they'll give you some salsa in a container, but they charge a little bit extra. But it's your typical green salsa, red salsa, nothing crazy. But that torta, man, oh my gosh, it's al pastor, and it's got guacamole on it. I'm sorry, not guacamole, what am I saying? Avocado. It's got avocado on it and jalapenos. Oh my God, it's so good. I had the chicken one time before. It was good, but I think the al pastor is better. I have not had the asada one yet. That's going to be my next one to try. And of course, I always got to get a horchata. I love a horchata. Well, looky there. That vehicle that just passed us, that is a 2005 or 6 Ford Expedition Funkmaster Flex Edition. And I know you're going to go, what in the hell is that? So there was a very, very limited run on those Expeditions. There's the old wrapper, Funkmaster Flex from way back in the day. And for whatever reason, Ford did a special edition. And it was always that red and black color. I don't know why they came out with it, but they did. And the reason I know they did is I used to work in a Ford dealership as a mechanic. And we had one that sat on the lot for about 2 years because nobody would buy it. They finally sold it incredibly dirt cheap. And to be honest with you, the one that just passed us, that might have been the one that sat on the lot where I worked at a dealership, because I never saw another one, ever. But I do see one that runs around this area periodically, and I swear I believe it's the one that used to be at the dealership where I worked. I have no way of confirming that, but I just think it's funny that the dealership I worked at was the only one in the area that had one. They eventually sold it cheap, and there's still one that runs around the area. I don't know, 2 and 2 plus 2 and 2 equals 4. That's all I'm saying. anyway, moving on. So I don't know what y'all had for lunch. For me, it is 12:12 right now. Now, that torta was my lunch. I hope your lunch was good. Actually, just missed it. I was going to tell y'all there was a ski school back there, like water skiing. They do jumps and all that stuff. Anyway, not that important. So just a quick update real fast. For those of you that have come here from my OCRP content and you're familiar with one or two of my characters, I have Hans Schwanger, I have Steven Hustle, who else do I even have? Oh yeah, Kevin Colton. Can't forget Kevin Colton. So myself and 3 other guys have started the Colton Chronicles Discord. It is in preparation for our Colton Chronicles podcast we're starting. I should have this video out before we start the podcast, but the Discord's already made. If you're not familiar with the Coltons, then you're probably not going to be interested in the podcast, to be honest with you. But the podcast is just going to be us sitting around talking about random stuff. We're going to talk a lot about gaming. We'll talk a lot about OCRP. But we're also going to talk about just random stuff in life. So I'm not saying you won't, you probably won't, I'm not saying you won't be interested in it at all. But I'm sure a lot of it will be centered around gaming and especially OCRP. But if you are familiar with us and you want to check that out, go check out. It's not in my bio yet. By the time I put this video out, it should be in my bio. The link to our Discord. If for some reason it's not there in mine, you can jump over to Angelo, Confused Minds, Randy, Mastermind, and I'm assuming Zach's got it in his. His is Sam. Check out any of those guys. They should have the link in their bios. Come join the Discord. You'll get the updates on when the podcast is coming out and when we're going live on it. Our plan is to do the podcast live, which sounds like a good time in a way. And I missed my turn. So we're just going to go straight down. We're going to go around a long way, I guess. So you may have noticed, may or may not have noticed, I don't know, may or may not have noticed a lack of OCRP videos coming out from me recently. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. The live server is just not working out for me. So whenever they started a live server, they did that beta test, and it was 3 days. It was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I believe it was Friday night I was able to hop in live server and check it out. Saturday and Sunday I planned on getting on. I ended up not being able to get on. So I only played 1 day of the beta. And what I found was that between Saturday and Sunday, people had already really begun to develop characters. So when the live server finally kicked off, it went into full swing. I was not able to get in right away. By the time I was able to hop in and play, everybody had already created and got storylines going. They had lore going, and there was this big storyline going on, and a ton of people were involved in it. Whenever I say a ton of people, I mean most of the big players in OCRP were involved in it. So Randy was playing as Kevin Colton, not Kevin, Colton. I just sound like I had an aneurysm right there. His name is Colton. And Zach was playing as Bob Colton. Angela Angelo had gotten deep into the Leo stuff. And there was this whole crime syndicate network going on, and you know, police were doing in-depth investigations and monitoring them, and this whole 9 yards. You know, Randy told me, you know, hey, hop in server, we'll get you involved. Well, the times that I hopped in server, it just nothing was working out. The first time I got in server as Kevin Colton and linked up with Randy, we got pulled over within the first 5 minutes, and Colton got arrested. Okay, that was kind of a bust. So fast forward, we get in another time, we're attempting to do a bank robbery. We can't seem to get anything to work. I think I was in there for like 2 hours, and honestly, nothing that I recorded was worth posting. Not 1 minute of the video was worth keeping. I did get in there one other time, and I was kind of primarily tagging along with everybody. Colton's storyline was kind of popping up, and it ended up turning into this whole thing where the cops flooded in. Colton ended up running, and there's just, I tried to get a little bit involved, but I never did really get involved, and that just didn't work out. So that really wasn't worth posting. So it's not that I haven't been in OCRP. I have gotten in several times, but just there hasn't been anything worth posting, really, truly. And at this point, I don't know what character or lore I even want to build in live server, because in live server, you kind of have to dedicate yourself to a character to build the storyline, to get money, to do whatever it is you're going to do with that character. And I don't know what character I want to build in there. I started doing some jobs with Stephen Hustle in preparation to do some trucker stuff, but I haven't got that set up yet. I have to figure out how to make things work in the live server like I want them to work. I did create a new character in live server, and I got in there and worked on making him some money, and he's made good money in there. But I don't know where I want to go with him now. At this point, it seems like everybody in the server is either law enforcement or some type of first responder, or they're a criminal, drug dealer primarily. I think whenever they built live server, they built it with the intentions of everybody living a life in the server, which, I mean, makes sense. But, you know, pretty much everybody in OCRP came from main server, where most of the time you were doing a new idea every time you got in server. And criminal stuff was kind of the fun stuff, I guess you could say. Because, you know, you give the law enforcement some RP, kind of get them involved with you, and then you do some type of criminal stuff, end up in a chase or a shootout or a tasering or just getting arrested, and then that was kind of the end of your night. But that was your episode. You moved on. The next time you popped in, you may bring the same character in. But even like with the Coltons, I mean, we played the Coltons so many times in main server, and while we did a lot of the same things as far as like getting donations, robbing stores and stuff like that, you know, we did a lot of get some ridiculous vehicles out, go ride around, annoy the police, end up in a chase. We did a lot of the same stuff, but every time we got in there, while it was very similar to the last thing we were in, we were not continuing the story. That's not what we were doing. We were continuing characters and doing a different story with them. And I mean, we rehashed some old content, obviously. And, you know, in main server, we have the ability to spawn props and you know, pull whatever vehicle you wanted to and attach stuff to it. And it gave us a lot more freedom to come up with ridiculous RP. That's not how live server works, and that's not what live server's for, and I know that. And I've just kind of wondered if live server's really going to be for me. I don't know. Anyway, not to keep harping on that, I'm about home, so well, I don't know what Irwin PD is doing up here. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go see if I can be nosy. Anyway, guys, I don't harp on this a whole bunch. I'm not sure where OCRP content is going. We're gonna see, but I am doing some other gaming content. I've got more videos coming out related to that. Trying out some new stuff, kind of like what Jeff does, where he finds a new game, he does early access or beta testing, or sometimes it's just, you know, first day or two of release. So I'm trying that stuff out because I enjoyed that also. I got a couple games coming out that I'm gonna do some videos on. Y'all can let me know what you think. Put your opinions in the comment. I encourage you to like and subscribe if you're not. Until next time, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And keep both wheels down.